Welcome to episode 34 of the Wheelhouse. I'm Andrew O. I'm here with Gus Reeves.
Whoop!
And also Sterling Gavinski.
What up?
Why are your mics always so far away?
Oh, we like to sit back and
chill.
relax.
Yeah.
Chillax.
Unlike uptight Andrew.
Yeah.
As always.
Sitting all straight.
Practically sucking mouth with his
That's
mic.
what you're supposed to do.
Whatever.
Yeah. We don't play by the rules.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I went to a party at a very fancy house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was for Meadows scholars. And usually I'd be like, it's dumb.
Snore. Okay. We can go to sleep
Anyways.
for
Be
this.
like, this is stupid. I don't know any of these people. It's going to be one of those awkward things. I was just kind of standing around like, I kind of know these people, but I can't talk to them and stuff. But I decided to go because there's apparently pizza, homemade pizza. And that's pretty much the only reason I went.
DiGiorno?
No. There's some other place I don't
thank God.
know. It was sort of like catered, kind of, but it was pretty gourmet. I mean, one of the pizzas was like pesto blue cheese pizza. It was more pesto than blue cheese, and it was very good.
Sounds good.
I don't like blue cheese.
So, car pulled over there. Very fancy house. The signs were already there when we went. We drove in. There's like a valet service. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Yeah, and then in the house, super ornate, like antique jars and, cups and stuff everywhere, paintings and like very fancy furniture, all that stuff. And the pizza was great. But there's one thing that really, really bothered me. So I know a few people there, know most of, I've kind of seen these people before. But when it came down to actually talking with people, it kind of bothered me because all the conversations were variations on, oh, how's your semester going? Oh, what classes are you taking? What's your major? Which is sort of like an obligatory sort of introduction. Yeah. But that was like all the conversations I had, and it drove me crazy.
That's small talk, man.
That sucks.
So,
there
you go.
I'm like, is there anyone here that I could talk to about like...
You could have talked about the weather.
No, I want to talk about like abortions and farts and stuff, but no one here... No one here. I could do that.
Andrew,
scholars.
Did you try to?
I try to like talk outside the box.
Did you try to like start this fart abortion conversation?
I couldn't because everyone else was talking amongst themselves my schedule's so busy.
No, you go. That's when you go. Oh, okay. Oh, so what about abortion?
Farts and abortions.
And then no one says. Everyone hates me, and then I have to awkwardly leave.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's your problem more than other people's problem.
I guess because they're all having fun talking about their schedule for the 800,000th time.
Class.
Well,
what's your major?
Exactly, stuff like that.
Except everyone would probably have an idea because it's Meadows. But
yeah.
Like I try to like do something like kind of off the wall. I'm like there's a mirror outside that was like really high above the fireplace. I'm like, oh, why is that mirror up there? And they're like, oh, that's weird. And then they went back to talking about like, oh man, I have so much homework.
My major.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh.
What's wrong with this madman, Andrew?
Not talking about normal people stuff.
The mirror?
Yeah.
What?
So I ended up just walking around inside, which had AC and no mosquitoes, so that was the right choice.
Nice.
And just exploring around. It's very nice place.
Were you allowed in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't go like upstairs into like bedrooms.
Yeah.
But like I roamed around. It was nice.
Cool.
Yeah. They're all great people. They're all super nice. I just hate all of them. No, I don't. It's a problem. It's my problem.
What a nice anecdote, Andrew.
Thank you. We have an anecdote that all three of us share. That Sterling wanted to talk about.
Yes. We went and saw Don't Think Twice on when did we see that again?
It's Friday.
Friday?
Oh my God.
What? Hey Dan, what up?
Dirty Dan is in the house.
Dan,
you came at the right time, boy.
Can win.
Oh yeah.
We're playing a game show with our roommate Dan. And our question we have for you today is, what year was the game Tetris released? Was it 1981, 1984, 1988, or 1990? Please speak your answer into this microphone.
First release. First release. So, yeah.
1984. The answer is 1984. Is that your final answer? Sure. All right, here we go.
1 for
Amazing.
One for one.
Get out of here.
Oh my
Get out of
god.
here. All right.
Leave.
So it was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we saw Don't Think Twice on Friday.
Well, that's the noise it makes.
Ignore
Predictably.
Yeah.
If he lost.
Friday,
to-
we went to see Don't Think
to,
Twice
at
at the
the-
Magnolia, which is a
yes.
cool artsy theater in Uptown Dallas.
Our professor owns it.
Which is pretty
apparently.
crazy.
I don't think
yeah.
I don't know if he currently owns it, but I think he definitely started it.
Oh, well, Andrew. Okay, so Andrew lied to me.
What?
He told me that. Our
Everyone
professor
says
owned
that. It's just like okay, whatever.
Magnolia was the name of the theater where we saw Don't Think Twice, a movie about improv comedy.
Yeah, and you were dying to see it.
Yeah, I was
But your-
dying to
your
see
brother-
it. I was dying
Your brother
to
was,
see it.
spoke so highly of it.
Yeah, my brother was like,
Oh, this is Cameron's doing.
like
Yeah.
Oh,
best movie of the year, one
Would
of my
you-
favorite movies of all time. He was saying all this stuff.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Holy
Gus and I can't trust his taste because he recommended Food Fight for the show.
Yes,
So-
it's
Oh,
true. Food
what?
fight.
I mean, I love.
Maybe ironically.
but you ended up loving it.
Yeah. For me, that movie was like a 9.5.
Don't think twice.
Yeah.
What?
I
Oh
know,
my god, that was
yeah.
like a 6.
I adored Don't Think Twice.
That was like a 7.5.
That was like a good, like well-made movie, but it didn't have any sort of impact on me emotionally or anything else. It was well put together. There were some funny bits, but overall, I don't know.
Didn't speak to you.
It didn't. It did. Maybe maybe if I was in Cameron's position where I was in an improv comedy troupe,
maybe one of your favorite movies of all
it
time.
might be
like
one of my
his.
favorite fucking movies of all time.
Yeah.
But instead,
Alas, no.
it's not.
Yeah.
Instead, SpongeBob out of water is.
SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water.
Yeah.
What a title.
I don't like how they left out SquarePants. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the SpongeBob movie. Just go SpongeBob.
Sponge Out of Water.
Sponge Out
yeah.
of Water.
Weird.
Yeah. What was that first movie called? Was it
The
just
SpongeBob
the SpongeBob
SquarePants movie. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
That was it?
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, we don't have to say SquarePants because everyone knows who SpongeBob is.
Yeah.
But we got to say the SpongeBob movie for some reason. Sponge Out of Water.
Anyway, Keegan Key, he played Jack, who's a douche.
Yeah.
A jerk. Jack the
He's a
jerk.
douche jerk.
But he was my favorite character.
Because you could relate to
Because I
him.
related to him.
Yeah.
Because I
Because
I
you-
kind of left you guys behind now that I'm
Yeah. You think you're better than everyone.
I'm
Yeah.
better than everyone.
You steal everyone's jokes.
Steal everyone's
Mhm,
joke.
mhm.
Oh, no,
All
that's
true.
not true.
Yeah.
Tell me one joke. Andrew has never told a joke in his life. Okay. So
Andrew, tell a joke right now.
Yeah.
Go.
I used to be addicted to soap, but now I'm clean.
Yeah, I wouldn't steal jokes like that ever. in
Ooh,
my
yeah.
life.
Ouch.
So
You put me on the spot.
that's a clearly false. Okay,
Mhm.
but
You
yeah.
say a joke right now. Go. I used to be addicted to
Oh
soap.
my god. How'd you know I was gonna say that joke?
Because
Because you're a joke stealer.
Because I
That-
steal
yeah.
jokes. Shit.
Andrew, your,
Too
your
predictable.
humor is a little too clean for me.
Oh,
you know?
no.
I'm just not.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like my jokes to be dirty, you know?
like Dirty Dan.
Yeah, like Dirty Dan.
All right. Shall we proceed?
Let's get into this
Gus,
how
yeah,
was your-
show.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you about your life, but
It's okay.
I guess it's not that
Let's go.
interesting.
We've been here
Um,
too long.
Yes. So last week we recommended 3 things that we hate. Usually we do stuff that we would like to share because we enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
We're doing something like a little different. Usually we each recommend something we like that the other two have not experienced. We go out, do those things, and come back and talk about it. This episode we're recommending something a little different also, but for now we shall begin with what I recommended, something I hate. It is We Play.
Oh my God.
Yes, a game for the Wii, if you couldn't figure that out. You play on the Wii. We play on the Wii. It's a party video game developed by Nintendo for the Nintendo Wii, released in Japan on December 2nd, 2006 as a launch game under the title Your First Step to Wii.
Wow.
But it's released in North America. Released in North America on February 12th, 2007. So we got a little late to the party, you can say. Consists of 9 mini games: shooting range, find me, table tennis, pose me, laser hockey, billiards, fishing, charge, and tanks. They can be played solo or 2-player, and they're all designed to teach you how to use the Wii remote, which is an aspect I completely forgot about. But you go back to the Japanese title, your first step to Wii launch title,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like sort of a tutorial. You can almost think of it like. Now, Wii Play is one of the best-selling games on the console because the biggest reason is that it was bundled with the controller. So everyone's like, "Oh, another controller in a game, we'll get that." Guys,
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, you think if they called it Your First Step to Wii in English, people would buy it? Like, do you think that's an enticing
First
title
Step
at all?
to Wii.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, do people need to learn that bad?
But the top 10 selling Wii games, what do you guys think is also in there? And also, where do you think it ranks Wii Play in the top 10?
I think
Okay,
it's
so
one of the
number
top.
1 is Wii Sports.
Yes.
Twilight Princess.
I would say that number 2 is Wii Play.
No.
Super Mario
Kart
Galaxy.
Wii,
Ooh.
Yes.
and then Wii Sports,
No.
and then Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Those are in there, but not in that order.
Mario Galaxy.
That's in there.
What could be number 4? Just Dance 2012.
High School Musical Sing It.
10.
Nope. All right, let's go down with start with number 10. This is on Nintendo's
Why do we need... Okay.
sales data
I'll just go
as
with
of March
Wii
26th.
Party.
Number 10 is Wii Party.
Never even heard of that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't even
is
know
that?
what that is.
I don't
I
even
didn't know it
this is
existed.
fake. That must be late. That must be a late
Yeah.
release or something. I don't know what that
Maybe
is.
we'll play that sometime.
No.
Number 9 is Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
With
Not-
12.69
as I
million
suspected.
views.
Not too surprising.
Yeah, and then Super Smash Bros.
At number 8?
Yeah. Brawl
Super
at 8.
Smash Bros.
13 million?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Number 7,
seem right.
Wii Fit Plus.
Do you think about Wii Fit?
Number 6,
Ah,
Wii
yeah.
Fit.
Oh my god.
Plus.
Both
Yeah.
made the charts.
Yeah. Everyone wanted that balance board. I
For
think I
some
still
reason.
think I still have mine.
I never got
in,
one.
You know, in some drawer covered in dust. Next is Wii Play.
Okay.
Yeah, number 5. Number 4,
I
New
didn't
Super
even
Mario
think
Bros. Wii.
about New Super
So
Mario
the
Bros.
top 4, I believe, were always bundled. Not always bundled, but they did come
They
in bundles
had bundled.
with the console, which is
yeah.
why.
Which is why Wii Sports
Yeah.
is number 1.
Well, Wii Sports Resort
'Cause
is
it
number
was-
3,
Ah.
and then 2 is.
Interesting. Well, that came bundled with something too.
Oh, it might have been the Wii Motion Plus.
Yes,
remote,
that's
yeah.
what it. That's yeah.
And then
Everything had
Mario
a
Kart
fucking
2,
gimmick.
and number
Jesus.
1, Wii Sports, 82.78 million copies.
With,
Which, again,
with the first like 3 years or so of Wii's, or 2 years or something.
mhm.
That's why there's so many. I think that's like the most physical copies of any game sold. But I think the most sold game is Angry Birds or some shit. Fuck Angry Birds.
But I believe
Yeah.
Wii Play is the best selling Wii game that never got into like a bundle with the console.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I guess
sold a
yeah.
lot. I hated this game. I have a little personal reason why, because I had to play it with little kids all the time, and I hated it. You guys had played it before, right?
Yeah,
Briefly.
To some extent.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
to the extent I had.
I never owned
for
it.
this.
I never got a second Wii remote, but I played it at a friend's house.
Do you want to own it? You can take my copy.
No, I actually really don't.
Okay.
Um,
But you guys have the same, hate
you know,
that I have.
coming into this episode, I had expectations, and all my expectations were fucking wrong. I came into Wii Play thinking this would be the most benign and like unoffensive. It'd just be 45 minutes of whatever. No, this thing's a piece of shit. This thing is a lifeless hunk of garbage that was only made so they can sell controllers, but
Yeah.
also controllers at a heightened price.
Mhm.
They could have been cheaper. I was gonna come in and be like at the end of the segment and be like, do you guys think it was, if you could go back in time and either buy the game with the Wii remote for $50 or buy a Wii remote alone, like what would you do? And I would honestly buy the Wii remote alone,
Travel back in time.
Yeah.
Stop them from making Wii Play.
Yeah.
because Wii Play was, I didn't even put an hour into it. Andrew was
Yeah.
there when I was playing
Yeah.
it, and it was so boring. There's nothing to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so lazy.
Like I call it a corporate collection. You're like, what do you mean corporate collection? All games are like that. But you understand now.
No, my problem was that Nintendo is a corporation, so everything they put out is a corporate
Okay,
product.
you're getting me on a technical level.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But I know what you mean in terms of there's no soul in this. They
Yeah.
only wanted to make money.
It's for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sterling.
Yeah. There's not much to say. I like the tank game. I thought it was fun. I thought the laser hockey one was all right too. It felt like an app on your phone, kinda.
Interesting.
But other than that, all of them like I'm trying to think of one that I put. The billiards one.
Yeah.
The billiards one is stupid.
The
It's
billiards
straight
one,
stupid.
like, I like playing pool in real life, and they made pool just so fun. No, I'm sorry. Oh my god,
Devoid of fun.
That came out wrong. I was gonna say so like boring, but yeah, devoid of fun is even better.
Yeah.
And maybe these games are so simple because I didn't realize it was with that Japanese title, like the purpose of this game, other than the remote selling.
It's just another tech demo, really.
Yeah.
Because Wii Sports, while
is
it's
a better
simple,
demo.
It's playable. You know what I mean? Like you can get so much use out of Wii Sports, and Wii Play, it almost felt like Leapfrog in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Like very handholdy, like not.
Leapfrog.
A little bit. Yeah,
what do you mean?
Like-
where they're like I felt like they were almost asking me like, do you remember the alphabet in order? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because like the tabletop game is you literally just move the fucking
yeah, exactly. You don't
cursor
even
on the
swing
screen.
the
No,
there's no
remote.
button
you
to
just
swing or
rebound the
serve,
ball,
yeah.
and the AI can't miss. It's just a rally game to see how
high-
many
Yeah.
you can get. So dumb. Oh, I scored a gold medal actually. In what's it called? Do you know what it's called?
Which one?
The cow one.
Charge.
Charge. Yep, I am a charge champion.
No,
if you
apparently
will.
there's also a platinum
What?
level medal. Yeah. So
Well, whatever. I got gold. Andrew didn't get a gold, and I assume Sterling didn't either because Sterling sucks.
I played for 10 minutes this whole game.
Did you really?
Not charged. Yeah. I went through each one.
Andrew made me do Find Me again.
I didn't make you. I said if you wanted to.
Because I got to round 10, and then I
You goofed.
failed.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, I'll do it again. And then I got to round 30, and then I was like, I can't do this any longer. I'm so tired of
No.
this.
I went to 62.
Oh,
62.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing
Good
hilarious
God.
about
I wanted
the
to see
Find
like
Me.
when it would end, but
Yeah, I don't know
never
if it
ends.
does. Yeah, but one thing that was funny about it was there are the so it's usually like find the lookalikes is what it is.
Yeah.
But and it like varies up the environments and what they're doing and whatnot. Like there's escalators and sometimes they're swimming, but
Or in space.
sometimes it's like find the fastest me, and it's just so stupid because it's so obvious. It's just
Oh my God.
because he's moving way
Running
faster
across the screen. Yeah.
But what's even worse is when it's in the water because the fast me gets caught behind the slow swimming me's, so
Yeah.
it just looks like it's like having a seizure.
Yeah. No, even in the later levels in the swimming where it's just like find the two lookalikes, there's so many that they bump into each other and they like block the face, so you can't even see it. Yeah, not well thought out.
Did you guys ever think you'd be doing a review of Wii Play in 2016?
No, I when I saw that was Andrew's recommendation, I felt nothing. I was like, oh man, like I didn't want to play it because I just knew it would be boring, but I
Yeah.
had no idea it'd be this boring,
So
this sinister.
the thing I liked most about playing Wii Play was just playing the Wii again after so long. Just like the act of like holding the controller in my hand, moving the interface.
The A/B press.
Yes, I
sync.
love the A/B press.
Yeah,
it just feels so
cool.
good. In a lot of games, I forgot that. You know,
You gotta scrape that low
Something.
in order to get something good out of this game.
I like pressing the buttons in the game.
The positives
Yeah.
of Wii Play.
And like, there's some quirks about the Wii I forgot. Like how the controller's just so weird. You know, there's nothing like it. Like the speaker inside and the strap.
That,
It is a little
there is
weird,
nothing.
yeah.
I mean, there is something like it. It's called a PlayStation Move. It's the exact same thing,
But
except
it-
it's
okay.
sillier looking.
Well, at the time, I was like, whoa, that's so weird. And you have like a nunchuck that you plug in, and that's like a
Yeah,
separate like
that is
umbilical
weird.
cord thing.
I like the nunchuck.
I do. It's nice. It's kind of weird though that you can like move your hands freely everywhere and still play. You know?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
You've played. This is a tangent. You played Twilight Princess, right?
Yes.
And you played Skyward Sword, right?
Yes.
What did you prefer? Like
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even though it's just stupid waggling, it was way better than Skyward Sword's awful motion plus garbage.
Because it made you like it like stopped everything. It's like, okay, now you got to pay
Yeah.
attention to exactly how you swing.
That and also the motion plus desynced, so like
you got to
too
like place
often.
it down
Yes.
on the
Ugh.
flat surface.
so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. And then another aspect I forgot that I realized I hated was Mii's. I remember wasting so much time making Mii's
Yes.
back in the day.
That doesn't sound like you hate him. That just sounds like you spent the time.
No,
making
but now I do. I'm like, wow, I wasted so much time, and we tried to make Gus and we couldn't.
yeah, you can't. It's the options are so basic.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much. Like Sims predated this by like 5-6 years or something like that. And Sims was way more. Like, you could do more, at least. Even, like, avatars on Xbox, which came after, granted, but you can still make them look... Like, there's more options.
Yeah.
There's like 10 noses.
And 7 different colored shirts, you know?
Yeah, that too. And you can only have
The
10
clothes.
favorited me's
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Which apparently saves them to your Wii remote, which we found out.
Yeah,
that was
surprising.
10 years
So
later.
when you take it to someone else's house or something,
I
you bring your
guess,
me
yeah,
with you.
I had no idea. We had no idea.
Why would you ever do that? Is there someone's like, come on over and play We Play, but bring your
I'm
me?
gonna bring my me's.
Wow.
I wonder if they had more planned for me. I mean, I guess they kind of have done a lot since, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Fuck me's.
Phrasing.
Fuck me's, please.
Other weird things. This is a party game, but up to only 2 people can play. So if you have a party with you and one other friend, this is the game for you.
God.
The earning medals things, it's just like there's no incentive.
No, you can't even. Okay, so so Andrew played first, so he made a profile with Will Smith avatar.
Yeah.
Me, sorry, and I went in second, and you can't even compare high scores.
Yeah,
you
with
have
a different me.
With
You
a different me, you got to go to his me and look at that
unfortunate.
score. It's so dumb. It's like
Yeah.
it's this is basic shit that you guys couldn't fucking do. Are you serious?
No, they could do. They just didn't.
They just didn't because
They're lazy.
I don't.
They didn't want to.
With Nintendo, sometimes I don't know if it's lazy or if they're just oblivious.
Japanese. Oh.
No, because Sony usually does this stuff pretty, I guess, faithfully. Faithfully is not the right word. Dependably, but not fucking
Maybe more
Nintendo.
detailed, too.
Friend codes, man. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Fucking friend codes.
Oh.
They're still
Awful.
they're still working out the whole online thing.
Yeah.
You know,
How?
they're so behind.
How? This is disgusting.
Anyway, yeah. It was. I only really hate We Play because it's such a it just leaves a void. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, but you just like
impressionless.
sort of like made a path and you're like, okay, you're done with
Yeah.
it. If you have to like play it more,
Every day as a kid or whatever.
just play it more in any capacity.
Any
it would
capacity.
be-
What were the kids' favorite game?
they like to play laser hockey with me a lot because like it was the 2-player thing, you know.
Oh wait, did we talk about the laser?
All right, how about we do a quick pass through all the games, like just any
Okay.
general. So the first one is a shooting range. That was
I was like Duck Hunt. Right?
it was all right,
It was-
but I could tell
yeah,
us get bored of it,
it-
super
yeah.
fast.
I guess it referenced Duck Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of other games already like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, like
Nothing special.
yeah, there's nothing to it.
And again, it was like the ostensible reason to play again was the high score, but
Yeah.
That's
No
with
incentive.
most of these, really.
yeah. And I'm never like a high score junkie.
I don't have the incentive unless I mean there has to be something in particular
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
A competitive aspect with a friend or something.
Yeah. Next one, Find Me. I played up to 62 levels and like this never ends. You know, it's kind of insane. I told you a story about how my me was Will Smith. So one time it was like find Will Smith, and it was like 20 white me's, and just one Will Smith in the middle. I'm like, oh, there he is.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we played We Play on Sterling's Wii, and so we had all of Sterling's Mii's,
Yeah.
which he has a lot.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
some of them are so ugly and weirdo
Or
looking.
recognizable.
Recognizable
like
in
find
that,
Pac-Man. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
Easy Pac-Man.
that weird sort of way. Yeah, and so that made some of the rounds so easy. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
There was a one time it said find Sterling. I'm like, oh my gosh. Next, table tennis. The goal is to get up to 100 rallies, but that's like really hard because it gets really fast, and it's too stressful for me. So I try to avoid it. The one thing I do like about the game is that the crowd, like every 10 hits, like one person enters the crowd, and by the end there's like a whole crowd watching you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, they pay attention to that detail, but they couldn't like make
Yeah.
it fun.
They couldn't like let you press A to hit the ball.
Yeah. Or swing or something.
Yeah. Next, Pose Me, which might be my least favorite.
Yeah.
Pose Me's just.
Forgot about
Oh wait, no. Pose Me's my favorite because of one part. The amazing stock photos they
Yes.
use as background.
Oh, like the birds and
It's
stuff.
incredible.
It was like birds, a butterfly, flower.
The epitome of laziness. This
Yeah.
is just Google search of some. It's not
Yes.
even like cartoon birds or this is a Mario scene.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is just a real world photo. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And like the whole pacing problem, like you're supposed to like get your me in different poses and pop the bubbles, kind of like
God.
Tetris.
Yeah.
And the first like 3 or 4 rounds are just the same pose before they make you change
And they
it
go
up.
on for so long.
Because remember, this is your first step to Wii.
First
so
step.
they're teaching you.
They only needed to show the first step one time, not 3.
Next up, laser hockey.
Pretty dumb. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like a air hockey pong type deal, but
With neon.
there's a hack.
Yeah. So if you play with the computer, what you do is just get like 2 points, right? And then lose a point. And so the score is 2-1, you're winning. And the ball is on your side for you to hit it. If you just never hit it and let the time run out, then you can win.
Oh yeah, because you can't like cross that middle section or whatever.
Yeah, and
there's no
and there's no penalty. Yeah,
They won't like automatically like put it in play. The time would just run out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
know.
god.
I can imagine like that probably made a friend mad as a kid.
Yeah, so I think it's different when you play with 2 people. It's actually a score limit. There's no time limit. It's like whoever gets like 8 points first wins.
Oh.
But you could still just be a
okay.
jerk and just not hit it and be like, I'm winning.
Yeah,
And then the other person gets mad and quits, and you go, oh, I won because you quit.
won.
Yeah, not good. Billiards. You guys already expressed your
Billiards was
distaste.
so lifeless.
But you didn't mention the background image of the city.
Oh
where it's
yeah,
literally copy and pasted
God.
the same city over and over.
They didn't put any. This was a weekend. They did this in a weekend.
Yeah,
They must have.
A weekend.
Wait, but why do you think it took so long to come out over here? There's not dialogue.
Maybe they're
to
debating whether they
dub.
should release this evil onto
They're like,
America.
should we? It would give us money, but it might ruin our already
Time to get back at them.
falling
for
reputation.
Hiroshima.
Yeah, we're gonna drop
We're gonna
something.
drop We Play.
Something
got a
that
bomb for the
Nagasaki
Americans.
and Hiroshima combined
Yeah.
can't compare to.
What if there's like a mini game on it, like Bomb America? And
Oh,
oh,
if you
this
get-
is weird.
you get-
The last one, it's a hidden mini game.
If you get platinum medal for every game, it's the 11th game or the 10th game. Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor
First step
2.
to Pearl Harbor 2.
Pearl Harbor 2.
Next is fishing.
Fi-
You fish.
Oh, I forgot about
fishing's
that.
weird.
Fishing was weird.
Yeah, you have a disembodied hand. You hold a fishing rod. You drop the bait in with no
Again,
no
no
worm on it.
buttons.
It's just a hook.
It's
And it
just a hook.
glows.
Yeah.
And then the fish are weird, flat, like.
Yeah.
They're like Paper Mario
Different
2D
style.
Yeah,
things, and then
I would have at least made the Mii's, swimming around. You're trying to fish them out or whatever.
and then it's like Animal Crossing. You wait for it to like bite,
and then you pull it.
just yank.
And you get points for certain fish.
Yeah,
small fry minus.
Don't get
10,
that small
what was it?
fry.
I got the king of the pond.
Oh damn, that guy was cool.
But like no
Huge.
skill involved at all.
No, I think there's a little bit of
Patience.
there's a little bit more. It's not just like, okay, I throw it in and then I automatically win. You gotta make sure you're not getting the small fries.
Okay.
You get
Gus, if
sometimes
that's challenging for you.
King. No,
I
no, no. I'm
understand.
just saying it's not 1, 2, 3. I mean, Sterling, did you get the king of the pond?
no.
No, he didn't. You
I
know,
did. I got twice.
You got it twice.
Yeah.
It didn't even appear twice for me.
Yeah, because you sucked.
Yeah, but you got to have that level of finesse. Andrew, you didn't get a gold medal in anything. May
Well,
I?
yeah,
Wait,
you know
may
why?
I say?
Because the first time you play through,
May
you
I
don't
say?
get any medals. As you unlock the games, you don't get medals.
Well, the games were unlocked for
Which is
me.
ridiculous. Yeah, because I played it through.
Yeah.
On charge, I got a perfect score. Like I hit every single scarecrow.
Oh yeah.
And,
Well, where's
and didn't get a medal
your
because that's the
where's
first
your
time.
medal though?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't get one.
I don't see it. So
Medal or it didn't happen.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Speaking of charge, it's the most bizarre game I think.
Nah, I think the Pose Me is the most bizarre. Charge is just kind
Your me rides a cow
of your me rides a cow through this
and runs over
course,
scarecrows.
One
Some of them
course.
are moving.
I don't think it's that weird. I think there's comparable games and other mini games,
Whatever, man.
and whatnot.
It's strange to
like
me.
it reminds me of raving rabbits.
Ravishing rabbits.
Ravishing rabbits.
Oh, I want to. Maybe I can pitch that as a nostalgic.
Oh, trust me, dude. I
Ooh.
visited that not too long ago. It does not hold up very
Oh,
well.
man.
Yeah, it does not.
Finally, we have Tanks, which we all think is the best game.
I would say so.
Yeah, it's probably the best because it's most like a game that you would actually want to play.
Kind of reminds me of those Mario Party 6 mini games, actually.
Kind
like
of,
the way you control
yeah.
it, spin them around and everything like that.
Yeah, that's
We Play.
all the games on We Play. So
Don't buy it. Don't spend $8 on it.
well, if you
Andrew
do,
spent $8 on WePlay.
yes,
yeah.
because I'm dedicated to the show.
And then $3 on a
That's
superior
admirable.
game called
but if
Saint.
for some reason you guys revisit it or anyone listening plays WePlay, it's not that bad. I actually like it. Well, there's actually a WePlay Motion, a sequel out there that you can play.
Up.
Yeah.
Did it sell as good?
Oh no, I don't think so.
No, it didn't.
But yeah, it's a bundle with the Wii Motion Plus controller, so it's
Oh,
extra, controlling all the fun games
I have
you can
never
play.
seen
No
that in my
way.
life.
Yeah.
I do know about the We Play You.
Yeah, but there's Pose Me Plus.
Pose,
Wow.
wow, a sequel to Pose Me from We Play,
Another
which
great
uses 6 degrees of rotation.
Other great games like Cone Zone, Veggie Garden,
Garden.
yeah, Spooky Search,
Teeter Targets.
yeah.
Trigger Twist.
Oh my.
Star Shuttle.
What if they made it teeter
Flutterfly.
twist? That'd be fun.
Well-
Speaking of tits, are we on to... Oh, wait, what's next?
SpongeBob. What are you talking
Dang
about,
it.
Gus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Speaking of tits, I guess. Gus, what did you recommend that you hate?
I flashback to November 1st, 2011. I was just a junior in high school, and I loved thrash metal, and so big thrash name Metallica releases a new album, except it's with a catch. It's with this old fogey I've never heard of, named Lou Reed. And little did I know that he is quite an influential figure in rock music, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It is none other than Lulu. Quite a notorious album. Lou Reed's last output before he died 2 years later. Metallica's last album until apparently this year. They're putting out something called Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Possibly... that's such a lame name.
It's their comeback.
It's their comeback. Oh, God.
But it's okay if you have
Their
a lame.
return to form.
It's okay if you have a lame name. If you have a great album cover, am I right?
Yeah, could that save them possibly?
Yeah. Yeah, it's ugly. But anyway,
man.
yeah. So Lulu, I listened to it back then, and I hated it.
And you haven't listened to it since?
I haven't listened to it since, and I realized last week I was like, oh man, this is Sterling's first Lou Reed encounter, and then I realized I was like,
Other than a feature on a Gorillaz song.
this was my first Lou Reed encounter. So I guess there's that a parity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mentioned how I was real surprised this week about a lot of things.
Ooh.
And I listened to Lulu again yesterday, and I don't think Lulu. I don't hate Lulu. I don't even think Lulu's a bad album.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a good album. I don't even think it's a great album. I love Lulu.
What?
Greatest album of all time. No, but I actually do quite enjoy this album now, and
Whoa.
in a way, because I know Sterling does not. But Andrew was very evasive when we've been talking about it throughout the week.
Well, yeah. So we could talk
saving
about it
it for
now.
the show.
So more
Sips.
so than usually, So yeah, but this is like I enjoy it in the same similar to how I enjoyed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think is a pretty apt comparison, because there are a lot of things that are flawed with this album. A lot of things that don't work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bad ideas, but in that way, it's so fascinating to go back and listen to this. It's so weird, and that's why it intrigues me, and that's why it pulls me in. The total opposite to We Play, because We Play with this, it's like effort. I could feel effort was put in. I could feel that they were going for something.
Yeah.
Whether or not they realized it is besides the point. With We Play, it was like just trash. Yeah,
Trash grab.
So anyway, I'll let you guys.
All right. So Gus is on one side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Very favorable. Let's swing over to the other side of the
Exciting.
pendulum. Sterling.
Wow. I hated this. Like, I was listening to this while doing homework, and then I listened to it while just kind of chilling out,
all that homework you did when you were listening to it, you're gonna like feel all.
Yeah, exactly. This poisoned my brain. I'd like to cite some lyrics, I think, in Brandenburg
Yes.
Gate.
Is it the first lyrics in the album?
I think so.
I would cut my legs and tits off when I think of Boris Karloff.
Yeah, unforgettable, I can say.
Unforgettable, I agree.
Which could be a good thing, and maybe in the way that you're listening to this now, that's a good thing. But, God, the combination of, like, the kind of quirky lyrics, Lou Reed's voice, and then Metallica's, from what I hear, like sloppy instrumentals, I was like, what the heck is going on? And I couldn't possibly bring myself to enjoy this at this stage in life. There's no way.
There's some sloppy parts, but then there's a song like Mistress Dread where he's doing the same riff.
Yeah.
Fast riff, 6-7 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's totally sloppy. There are sloppy parts, and I think that, just knowing Lou Reed, I'm thinking that's more of an artistic choice.
Yeah, that's something that surprised me too, because I was thinking about this more like before I heard it, and I was like, what could this possibly sound like? Because I know what Metallica sounds like, and I know what Lou Reed's voice sounds like, and Metallica's, I usually consider them kind of a tighter band, a very tight band.
No, I agree. With
so I was really surprised, and I was like, it doesn't even sound like Metallica, basically the instrumentals, and then also, what's his name's voice?
Lou's.
No.
James Hetfield.
James Hetfield's voice is the silliest part of this entire album.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
agree
God.
with that.
He sounds strange, first of all, because I guess he's aged a bunch from.
And I think it's a little bit also because like you get acclimated to how Lou Reed's voice sounds with the music.
Yeah.
So when he comes in, you're like, "What are you doing here?
It totally doesn't mesh
Get
at all.
out of here!"
No.
Yeah. But it's so funny.
It's
It's hilarious, yeah.
He sounds like, he did do Satan's voice in the South Park movie.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he could do more like voice work. He sounds like a cartoon character.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, it is very cartoonish here.
Yeah.
Like a song like Ice Honey, where like,
Yeah.
I like this song. Lou Reed's actually doing a good job singing. And he comes in singing Ice Honey in the back. I'm like, no, you ruined it.
Honey, small town girl.
That song is so weird.
I love that. That's Brandenburg.
That's why
In case you forgot, Lulu is a small town girl because he says that about 12.5 times.
Small town
Yeah.
girl. So funny.
I also like that there's a song called Junior Dad. It's
Junior
a funny name.
Dad.
Yeah. Also, The View. I'm the Table. You mentioned before.
Holy shit! There's a number of things I wanted to talk about, and The View is a point that I want to talk about. The View.
Are you the root? Are you the progress?
The View is the first song that was revealed to people.
It was a single.
It was the single.
Was that the one we just saw the video for?
No.
Like,
Oh yes. And
it.
I
Yeah.
couldn't think of a worse fucking thing to show people off the bat, because The View, so I said I like this album and everything. The View is the one part of this album that I think is absolute reprehensible garbage. It's a shitty track.
Is this the one?
This is the I Am the
Seaman song?
Table, the meme, James Hetfield, James Memefield.
yeah.
This is not the Seaman song. That dry and sperm is like a girl.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds fun. Yeah, the View riff is one of the ones that comes to mind when I'm thinking of like just kind of gross parts. Like they do that like walk down thing over and over, and it just sounds like
The
nasty.
instrumentals are the worst part about The View.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound right. It's like mediocre riffs that they tried to combine, and they don't transition well at all, and it doesn't sound good. And there we go. James
Memes.
Hetfield has a table.
Memetallica.
But yeah,
Metallica.
The View is a shit song on an otherwise flawless album.
Another funny Hetfield moment on the, what is this? Cheat on Me. Why do I
Yeah.
cheat on me?
Yeah, over and over.
Yeah. Very passionate though. But so I guess I'm kind of in the middle between you guys. What Sterling's point saying how like all the elements just didn't work together. Yeah. The biggest impression I had listening the first time through was like they felt like they weren't on the same page, Lou Reed and Metallica. Because you got Lou Reed who wrote all the lyrics and the vocals, and Metallica doing all the instrumentals. Mm-hmm. And even like the little interview we saw saying like, yeah, we just got together and just started jamming and see what kind of happened,
In a circle, yeah.
So there were kind of times where like they I don't think they're like kind of knowing what they're doing with each other and how to work best with each other's abilities, you know.
I think that's pretty clear. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some there was some warfare going on in the studio because Lou Reed is a strong personality, and so is Lars. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some fists were some punches were thrown.
Fists were cuffed.
Yeah. Lou Reed throws his cane, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Another interesting impression I had listening to this was, you know, sometimes you're in a movie theater, like we watched a very French movie where the narrative's all over the place. And
Tableau 2 is what we watched, 1961.
Yeah. And you could get a little bored and you could kind of like fall asleep, you know? Never had that occur to me with music until this.
Whoa.
It actually made me kind of sleepy sometimes.
Which parts?
Just like any song that was like very repetitive and droning, like I kind of like almost zoned out a little bit. Which is a lot of songs are kind of like that,
especially towards the latter half.
Yeah, like Dragon or something.
Like Dragon. Dragon is a low point for me. It went on too long for its own good.
Yeah.
I said good like a Southerner. Dang. Can you edit that? Dang it! What was I gonna say? Oh. My favorite portions of this album, or portion rather. So here was my listening experience yesterday after 5 years nearly. So Brandenburg Gate plays, and the very beginning, like little acoustic guitar pick at the beginning.
I'm like, oh, this is promising stuff.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. So I had a different reaction. I was like, because I remember back when I first listened to it, I was like, what the fuck is this? This sounds like something that I would play because
you hadn't heard Lou Reed before, right?
Yeah. And so I was like, what the hell? But now it's just, hearing it, I was like, it just made me crack up. I was just like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
See, I was thinking like maybe if they played like some like one type riffs, you know, like you know how that song is kind of slower and more like acousticy, the Metallica song.
The first half, is slow.
Yeah. Other than the darkness, other than that part, like if they played more of like the melodic like guitar stuff, I was like, oh, this could be interesting. It'd be like Lou Reed reading like poetry over some like cool, you know, instrumentals and everything like that. But I just thought, and that was my biggest problem with the whole album, is that like I don't think the production could even save the contrast between Lou Reed's voice and the instrumentals. Like his voice had to be. They had to either turn down the gain on the instrumentals or his voice, and you can hear it. And it's just, it sounds like a weird, like it sounds like you're pouring, you know, cooking oil into a glass of water or something like that.
Speaking of production, got a little image for you guys. This is the song "The View" brought into Audacity. As you can see, it's pretty much clipping the entire way through.
This is Metallica now. Like, this is Death Magnetic as well.
Yeah. Part of the loudness war.
I think Death Magnetic, at least when it was released. Oh wait, no, you said Raw Power was the loudest album.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, well, I can't speak for Metallica. I'm sure, but you can. But like for Raw Power, it was more of an artistic choice, making it clip because like it embodies.
Oh yeah, no. With Death Magnetic, it was just because. They were like,
terrible accident.
This was a time in the 2000s where they just overproduction was so common, and oh god, like Death Magnetic is so. I remember when I used to listen to Death Magnetic a little more because I've never been that much of a fan. Actually, listening to this maybe makes me want to go back and listen to it because I bet this is a better album than Death Magnetic, even though people would probably say the contrary. But Metallica basically is Death Magnetic on this album. But anyway, I remember listening to that, and then anytime it would come on like shuffle, like a song from Death Magnetic, it would just like kill my ears because it would just be such a change. It'd be like, oh my god, why would you do this? But I was telling Sterling like they had like an engineer who worked on like Californication and shit like that. And I can hear that sort of like cleanness about it, you know, in the production.
Yeah. But Californication has that problem too of being pushed really loud. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm like, it's very clear.
Yeah.
That,
Same
dude is doing all this shit.
But there are some.
I think Rick Rubin has a hand in this.
He has a hand in everything.
Yeah.
He has his hand.
But there are some like musical elements that I like. There's some riffs that I thought were cool.
Mhm.
Gus as a metal head. Like I haven't listened to like a lot of metal, so I can't like compare like, oh, is this a good metal riff or not, or if it's like done before. But like, would you say there's some good riffs?
There are some riffs that I like. If you asked more metal Gus back in 2011, I would have said no. This album's shit. There's no good riffs.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of visceral, metal fans would hold that opinion anyway. It's really funny just seeing the contrast between Metallica fans and Lou Reed fans' response to this album, which both were basically negative from both bases. But there's way more Metallica fans, and they're just way more volatile, and so they're like, fucking Lou Reed. I think Lou Reed got like death threats and shit.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's just a
That's
album.
metal.
Yeah, so metal. Yeah, but the total unlikely situation where Lou Reed and Metallica decided to join forces, and their conflicting sounds is something that I, of course, enjoy because it's just so bizarre.
Yeah, it's a novelty.
That's something you can applaud them for too. Like we watched that interview, the Rolling Stone interview earlier, with like, yeah, we just wanted to try something like super different. I was like, you know what? I see it.
They definitely did.
You did it, man. 10 out of 10.
David Bowie even says this is Lou Reed's best
work.
Wow.
Best work. I'm gonna say something controversial. Not that any hardcore Metallica fans listen to this album, the podcast anyway. But I'd say this is Metallica's or the album Metallica has at least been a part of. It's their best since Black Album, at least.
Ooh.
Better than that piece of shit Saint Anger. Better than Death Magnet.
Was it 3
better
albums
than
between?
Load and Reload. 4
albums.
4 studio albums, I should say.
Okay.
Because they had like S&M.
But that's like something we talked about outside the podcast earlier, was how is this something in 25 years it's going to be held like, oh man, it's so ahead of its time,
I was thinking about that in the context of something else, but I don't remember what it was the other day, and I was like, that's stuff you can just never know.
Yeah, because there's countless times that's happened.
If I had to make if I had to make like a prediction, like if I cast my money, into the pot, I would say that no, it's not going to become like Berlin is comparable in that sort of situation.
Yeah.
Upon release, that was like totally panned, and now people
it's more favorable.
look on it with higher regard, even though Lulu's a better album than Berlin is.
Disagree.
I don't think that'll quite happen with Lulu. I think there's too much notoriety.
Too much stigma already with Metallica.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel that people will probably lighten up. At least music critics will lighten up. Even Robert Christgau said at the time of Lou Reed's death, maybe critics didn't give Lulu the chance it deserved or the credit it deserved.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, no, there's no way to know, but I wouldn't be surprised if it the hatred at least quells a little bit. But I think that it'll always follow it at the very least, especially Metallica. So.
Because I talked to Lawrence, who also listens to Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
LJ.
Did he like this album?
He said he didn't hate it. He said there are some good songs that he likes on there. But he was saying how he couldn't think of another band right now that is like sort of alienating their fan base to such a great extent.
More than Metallica, you mean?
Yeah. Or like even doing that right now.
Yeah.
They're barely doing shit. I mean, this was 5 years ago, and they haven't released anything.
Do they even tour?
They tour outside of America more often than not because there's
huge.
No tax. They don't get taxed on the shows they play outside of America. Something like that. That's what I hear. Maybe that's like angry fan paranoia. that's the rumor.
Sounds like some Edward Snowden shit.
Yeah,
we know the truth now. Fuck.
Couple last notes I have before we could test the Rives rule once again.
Oh yeah. No, I'm actually. Well, anyway, say what you're gonna say.
Lyrics. I felt it was very.
Oh my god, the lyrics are so fucking funny.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
I felt they're very
crazy,
almost like an artificial avant-garde Like it's kind of
Yes.
forced, you know?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So the thing that's what I love about Lou Reed is that Lou Reed has like no filter on what he does. So Lou Reed's had some great ideas lyrically and musically, and he's had some shit ideas too, and he doesn't give a
Yep,
fuck.
he
He
does it.
just throws whatever the hell in there.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like on the lyrics here. Some lyrics are just, I mean,
Definitely.
it starts out what's the line?
I would
know,
cut my legs
tits
and
off.
tits off when I
Yeah.
think of Boris Karloff.
Like,
the
what
first thing
fuck
you
is
hear.
that?
First thing you hear.
It's so funny.
Yeah, a lot of gore and bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Or
This-
bodily fluids, a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the mention of a colored man's dick.
Yeah,
by
yes.
Lou Reed.
What song is that in? I love
I
that.
think that's
Frustration? I know frustration is the one with it dry and spermless like a girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I puke my guts out on your feet.
Yeah. Mm.
Maybe
Oh,
maybe it
delicious.
is frustration. I don't remember
Yeah.
what song it is off the
Anyways,
top of my head.
it's okay.
Dragon's got piercing your nipples till I bite them off.
Yep.
Yep. Cannot forget. And then with Lou Reed's voice, he's known for his deadpan voice.
Yeah.
And I have a theory that, you know, when singers get older, they lose like their higher register.
Mhm.
hmm
So maybe he's like actually really singing, but because his voice was already deadpan, it became like spoken word. So
I Lou Reed's voice I think is one of the biggest hurdles for people on this album.
no, it was like a hurdle just in general for me,
Yeah.
like getting used to, you know, that style.
Like that was one of the things that immediately turned me off back in 2011.
And I'm sure other Metallica fans who hadn't heard his
Oh
voice-
yeah, totally.
All right. Gus.
Oh, right.
The Rives rule recap.
The Rives rule. No. There's no point this week because I genuinely don't feel like my least favorite song is your favorite.
Okay.
Because if your favorite song is my least favorite song, you have shit taste. The View is my least
the Reeves rule
favorite
doesn't
song.
even work then.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't give a fuck.
Oh my
It
god.
it doesn't. Lulu is an exception to the rule. You know, like an irregular verb.
The,
Almost.
the Reeves corollary.
Yes.
Alright, then.
You know how science works. Things change. New information.
Paradigm shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you got for my favorite song?
I have two candidates.
I have two too.
One I feel is more obvious, but I'm gonna go with the more riskier choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with because what you said earlier made me think twice.
What did I say?
You said drony parts and everything
Okay,
make
yeah.
you tired. Junior Dad.
Is my favorite?
Yeah, is it your favorite?
Okay, still on the other.
I think your favorite is Brandenburg Gate.
Brandenburg Gate.
Really?
One of you is correct.
Is it Brandenburg?
It's Junior Dad.
What? No way. Oh my god.
Junior Dad is tied for my favorite.
That's
as well.
It's a great. I think it's a great
It's
song.
a great
Junior
song.
Dad.
Especially like what I was thinking about was like this is Lou Reed's last kind of like not recorded bit obviously because it's probably more shit, but like I guess released officially and it's just like
Yeah, it's the
it
last
works.
one, last bit.
I
on
mean,
the
there's
album.
like 10 minutes of just like
The last 10 minutes.
Last 10 minutes is just instrumental.
It's like reminding me of
not
Brian
even
Eno,
not even
Brian Eno.
Metallica. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's
Like a synth
strings.
soundscape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has for me, it has the most memorable riff in the whole thing. And yeah, I really.
The View has the most memorable riff, unfortunately.
Okay, sure.
I
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I thought Iced Honey was going to be your favorite.
That was
I
my.
like
That's earlier we were walking. I was like,
Yeah.
"Iced honey, isn't it?" And you were, and then you started complaining about it a second ago, and I was like, "Oh, dang."
No, I like Iced Honey.
Iced Honey is the most conventional song,
And I
Yeah.
think
would say.
the reason it works is because it's more rock than metal, so
Yeah.
it sort of complements Lou's voice. You know,
That's
Mhm.
why Iced honey's my favorite song.
My favorite bit of the album is from Pumping Blood, which is my favorite, or tied also with Junior Dad. Pumping Blood through Frustration. I was like that was the song or the time it took for me to go, wow, my opinion has changed. And I like Brandenburg Gate a lot too, and Junior Dad obviously.
Yeah.
But Little Dog, Dragon are okay, too long,
Boring.
and The View is awful. The View is a shitty song.
Last
Wow.
question, Gus.
Yeah.
Where do you put this on your list?
Oh, my list.
Your list.
Oh yeah, tell us about the list. Real quick.
I legit okay. I have my top albums list on.
But there's a catch.
It's a Word doc, but there's a catch that Andrew failed to understand.
Sterling didn't get it either. Okay,
Yeah,
he was
no.
confused too.
So I started this list this year in January, but let it be known, it is not a yearly list. It is just a one-time list, and I am adding to it as I listen to albums, but I'm not adding to it retroactively. So, like Loveless, I love Loveless, but I'm not putting it on there because I haven't listened to it since I started the list. So that is what I do. And so basically, I have this list. I listen to albums. I put them in whatever order. You know, Zen Arcade is at the number one spot because right now it's my favorite album that I've listened to. And I also put so I put the album, the artist, and the year it was released, and a letter grade.
Yeah.
A+ being the highest. Only 6 albums have given an A+.
So is it like the highest, like letter grade is the highest on the list?
Yeah, so A+'s will be at the top. Yeah. And so
I was thinking about this system a little bit, and I was like, that's actually really good, because I've always tried to like make lists, you know, of like, oh, my favorite movies or my favorite albums or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, oh, I just remember this album, and then I'll like put on a list. Oh, I remember this one, you know.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just like an endless like that. Basically.
Yeah.
So there's a
yes,
nice
I
little
sent
screenshot of it.
sent a
Ooh. You like
picture.
Illinois more than Pink Flag?
I do.
Oh my god.
I think Illinois is a brilliant
It is.
piece of music.
That's amazing.
I had trouble finding that image because I had to scroll through all this.
Yeah, all those funny drunk Pokemon
Yeah.
pictures. Amazing.
But yeah, where would Lulu fit?
So Lulu is at number 25.
What? Higher than Captain Fantastic?
Higher than
Wow.
twice.
Higher than Wheelhouse by Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley is at the
What
literal
the
bottom of the list at number 98. Yeah, it's over twice the placement of Captain Fantastic. And you know why? Andrew? Because Lulu affected me, whereas Captain Fantastic was just another listening, you know.
Besides
Another
Someone Save
listen.
My Life.
You know what? It
Oh, yeah.
is right above Pine Grove's Cardinal. Lulu.
Oh my god.
Cardinal's at number 26. Dookie at
Now
number
I'm triggered too.
Dookie at number 27.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Who is that? Is it Dan again?
No, it's some strange boy.
Oh.
Gus, go open the door. Yeah, but I think that wraps up our talk of Lulu.
Oh, Lulu, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
We got one more thing we gotta talk about.
Mason.
Oh my god. Hey.
Pretend that says Mason. We're doing this trivia
Can
game again.
Steger
with another
win?
guest. Can Mason win? Our question: what year was the game Tetris
Oh,
released?
come on, you know this.
This is an easy one.
You know
The
this.
choices are 1981, 1984, 1988, 1990. Please speak your answer into the mic. He's thinking right now, really hard. He's scrunching his face.
I'm going to go with 1984.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Yay! 2 for 2 tonight. Oh
Amazing.
my god.
I love this.
Dan
Yeah, Dan got it right too.
All right, so that wraps up our Lulu talk.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gone
Let's
on. It's
move
gone on
on
for
to
long enough.
finally, yes, what Sterling hates is
SpongeBob.
He hates SpongeBob, period.
Yeah. all
in
SpongeBob.
general, especially ghetto memes.
Yeah, ghetto ass SpongeBob memes.
No, we're talking about the Spongebob movie, Sponge Out of Water. The 3D animated / live action comedy released on February 6th, 2015, directed by Paul Tibbitt. It stars everyone's favorite sponge, SpongeBob SquarePants,
Mm-hmm.
as he teams up with his friends Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Sandy, and Plankton to take back the Krabby Patty secret formula from Burger Beard, played by Antonio Banderas. Yeah, we've all watched SpongeBob growing up, and we all love the OG movie,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah. Sterling, when did you see this movie in the theater?
No, I saw it on Netflix with my brother one day. We were about to go somewhere. And we're like, oh, we've got like an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to kill. Let's just watch the new SpongeBob movie. And we did just that. And it was kind of a laugh fest for us just because of how ridiculous it is and how bad it is, first of all. So I was hesitant to recommend it for this because I didn't really want to revisit it so soon, you know. But yeah, there was I had a slight change in opinion revisiting it. But first, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this shit.
Gus, you said you had a lot of surprises this episode, so I feel like you have another surprise.
Some sponge surprises.
I guess this is the least surprising of the surprises, though.
Oh.
So I went into this thinking that
Sterling's wrong.
Sterling, I'm
never wrong.
I had a feeling this was gonna be, I guess the best going into it. Well, maybe We Play would have been the best going into it.
Yeah.
I just felt like, this was gonna be a lame movie, and I was gonna say the first one was better. This movie was just weird.
It is
It's very
Truly
weird.
a bizarre movie, and not necessarily the kind of weird that fascinated me with Lulu, but it was something. It made me watch. It goes on a little too long, I think, even though it's only an hour and a half.
See, I think some of that weirdness has to do with the change in the production team. I'm sure you all recall the fall of SpongeBob. Around
Great
season
fall
4.
10 years
Oh,
ago.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, Paul Tibbitt, who took over the show and was the director and wrote, it was half of the writer team on this movie. I guess he's known more for his kind of absurdist approach to SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that comes through. And there's a space dolphin, there's a dinosaur,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of weirdness in this movie.
And it's really hit and miss.
Oh yeah, there's very rarely
I thought the
a hit.
dolphin was
Bubbles.
Bubbles. The
yeah.
dolphin was
The dolphin god.
fine enough. Yeah, it was thrown in there, and it just made the plot more convoluted.
Until the epic rap battle at the end, right?
Oh my god, I was gonna save that. Should I save it still?
Yeah, we'll get back to
okay,
that.
Okay, okay. So yeah, there was Bubbles the dolphin,
Dolphin god.
and then the way, I mean, the CG in this film is really weird and inconsistent.
It looks very like I've never seen anything like it.
The dolphin looked kind of like stop motion. a little
Yeah,
bit to me.
I kind of liked it. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I kind of.
What'd you think about the CG of like the main characters when they're on
Yeah,
land?
so they eventually had to move out of water
Yeah.
to steal the formula back from
Burger Beard.
Yeah, and when they do, they're like become like these super. Like they become
heroes.
when
There's
first they
something-
come out as regular like CG versions of themselves
Yeah.
on land.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they pop out
so-
normal.
Oh.
And yeah, they look very strange. They almost look like Veggie Tales.
They kind of look like they have no like. It's not like no outline, but they look kind of like
They definitely
airy.
don't
You know
look
what I
like
mean?
they're a part of our world.
It kind of reminded me of how the Peanuts movie that came out recently.
Yeah,
how
you know how
moving
they-
from 2D to 3D.
Yeah,
How they kind of did that switch also.
What? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
the Peanuts movie that came out recently.
Peanuts.
You thought I said penis?
I thought you said penis.
I
movie.
saw that one, but that was different.
Yeah. I didn't see Peanuts, so
Okay.
I saw
Me
the
neither.
penis movie.
We
instead.
all did. Yeah.
Penis movie. Sponge out of water.
I was like 2D to 3D. What the hell? What's going
SpongeBob
on?
movie, penis out of water.
But I think this easy way to sort of talk about this is to split it. Is pre-sponge out of water and post-sponge out of water.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
that's apt enough because
So
it's
sponge
like
in water, sponge out of
Yeah.
water.
because like the first I don't know maybe like
'Cause it does start live action.
5 minutes. Oh right, I guess it
There's-
starts live action with
Yeah,
Antonio
let's go in
Banderas.
order real quick because there's some
There's so much
confusing
to
parts about that live action aspect to me that I actually didn't understand. Was
Oh, okay. What?
you know the book? So this
Right.
pirate guy, you don't
Oh
know
my God,
who
I'm
he
gonna
is,
break it
right?
apart.
And yeah, that's to me the most confusing part. So this pirate guy is looking for this book, and you don't know why. He's got some talking seagull friends who he hangs out with. They're perhaps the worst dialogue of the film. He goes and gets this book, and the book has the story of the movie within it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, that's a little confusing. I'm not sure if it's meant to be meta.
It is meta.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
But then they do some things that make you like at least still made me like
Confused?
scratch my head. So he has the story
Yeah.
that he's reading to the seagulls.
Yeah.
He gets to a point where he stops reading.
Yeah.
And then where was SpongeBob at that point?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's probably like when the conflict happened. and
the
the seagull's
plot-
like that's not the end.
The plot is seriously so convoluted. So it turns out his pirate ship is a food truck, and he is a cook,
I like that.
a fry cook. And what happens at a part in the movie with SpongeBob is that Plankton is trying to steal the secret formula, so he makes a replacement for the secret formula because it's on a pressure plate, and I'm not making this shit up, okay? So he breaks in, and SpongeBob tries to stop him but the secret formula disappears, and it's kind of like we don't know. It's hermeneutic. What is it?
Oh yeah, hermeneutic
code.
Yeah.
We just learned that today. And yeah, so we're kind of like confused as to what that happened for a while. And the story moves on. But so what actually happened was the guy Antonio Banderas, Burger Beard, has the storybook. And apparently wrote in the storybook that he gets the secret formula. Mm-hmm. And so now he has it so he can make money selling Krabby Patties in the real world.
Yeah.
And he'll become rich or off this scheme, which is why SpongeBob and Groot and co have to go out of water
to get it
back. But but beyond that, why doesn't he just write SpongeBob and friends fail or SpongeBob and friends die or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
To stop them, because he does try to stop them by writing something in, but it's fruitless.
And then again, why they get a page in the book and that's how they get superpowers? Why don't they just write we get the formula back like he did in the first place?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's just so much about this movie that doesn't... I don't even know how they could have even come up with it. It feels like they were playing...
It's simple. It's drugs.
No, I think they were playing like Mad Libs or something.
Yeah.
Or that too, yeah.
And
there was a dartboard with a bunch of random words written on it, and they're throwing those darts up there.
So this movie is fascinating in the plot kind of way because it's just so inane and it makes no sense, or very little sense at least. But the real problems I had with the movie was some of like the writing was shitty.
Yeah.
Like the plot is whatever.
Yeah.
I can excuse it because it's SpongeBob and SpongeBob's pretty ridiculous in it.
Or if it's funny, it's easier to excuse.
It's funnier. Yeah,
exactly. And it is not funny.
In a lot of there were a few parts that made me laugh.
Chuckled.
Yeah,
I've got some positives, but
I laughed
way
in
more
Winnie the
problems.
Pooh more than this movie.
I think there's some more legitimate laughs in Winnie the Pooh than there are in SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Out of the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water.
I gotta say the whole
so ridiculous. But there are just some lines of dialogue. Being an OG SpongeBob fan, that I'm just like, SpongeBob would never say that shit, or things that just seemed out of character.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember the line. Plankton said something, and then SpongeBob said something to the effect of, "That's not funny, Plankton," or I wouldn't say that. I forget the line.
I remember the moment.
It's just like SpongeBob would be like, or something, or like he'd be more like scared and meek. You know how SpongeBob gets. Like he's too nice and everything like that. So they're just weird shit like that, and then also
a lot of bad puns.
A lot of bad puns.
Plankton.
Like plankton.
And Justice soft served.
Yeah.
Plankton was probably my favorite part about the movie.
Yeah, that's one of my positives. Is that the SpongeBob Plankton dynamic?
They team up.
Yeah,
which it was like, oh, that's cool.
That's the one fresh thing in this movie.
One plus.
There was a couple things that are rehashed from the show, and I don't know if they've just never seen the show, and they made this movie. But
like what?
They've been out of water before.
Yeah,
remember that one time? Yeah, and it was a totally different world.
Also, the last movie they were out of water.
Yeah, and in this one they're like, I've never seen these humans. What is this porpoise on the beach?
That's why I was
shit.
so confused when this was originally coming out. It was like Sponge Out of Water. They were out of water in the first fucking movie.
Time.
They had David Hasselhoff
going to be back.
Yeah. Exactly. Apparently Slash was in this movie.
There's deleted scenes.
Deleted scenes featuring Slash.
Buskin'.
And it's not finished, so it's hilarious.
Musicians, the songs sucked.
Songs do
and that's another
blow.
thing. SpongeBob's taught Plankton a fun term before.
Yep.
The term fun.
Oh,
actually.
God.
A teamwork song?
Yeah, the TM work song is so awful.
TM work, and also the joke, TM, or TM work, is just not funny, and they keep reiterating it over and over and over and over and over. It's not funny like F is, like,
F
fun.
Is for friends, yeah.
That was funny when they did that. Yeah, so shit like that. There's the CGI inconsistency, at least in my opinion, like it doesn't feel like the movie keeps up its quality of the CGI. Sometimes it looks shitty.
No, I always thought it was bad.
It's especially Mr. Krabs and Squidward. I mean, Sandy looks pretty awful anyway, but she's supposed to represent a real squirrel. There's one close up on Patrick where I was like, wow, he looks really good. But for some reason, Mr. Krabs and Squidward, and I think it's because of the color palette they used for them.
Yeah, maybe.
It just looks weird and it looks off.
Yeah, Squidward's creepy.
Oh,
Good lord.
there's like, so you know how with Winnie the Pooh, I was like, the musical numbers or whatever. The music numbers in this are shit.
Oh my god.
They're
yeah.
so bad. There's this one towards the end where SpongeBob is singing, but it sounds like Tom Kenny. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Is
Rabbit from Pooh.
getting old because he's not really. He's so like quietly singing it, and I was just like, where's the energy that was once SpongeBob? You know?
Yeah.
And then my biggest negative in the entire movie, which we alluded to before, at the very end of the movie, is this
God awful.
This truly terrifying sequence where you think the film is going to end and they decide to extend it for no reason to have an epic rap battles of history ripoff at the very end of the movie.
Because they're playing the theme song for SpongeBob at the end. I'm like, okay, that's a perfect way.
Right. That makes me more angry.
It's like, oh, that's the perfect way to end.
Great, yeah.
And then the dolphin Bubbles jumps in through a portal. Is like, wait, we have to battle. That's a wrap. And they.
Absolutely
Who does he
no
even battle?
reason.
Is it the
It's just a
seagulls?
seagull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He fucking rap battles a seagull. It's stupid and it's totally needless. And yeah, it would have been nice if they ended on the song. And the song is about to end, and that would have been like a totally fine thing. But no, they had to do just one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. The only thing worse they could have done is have like like SpongeBob says something and then Squidward like rebuttals and then you flash back to SpongeBob and he has like a forever alone face or some awful thing like that.
Oh my god.
That's the only thing, like new Powerpuff Girls type shit. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can think of that could top that. Awful. I hate that little bit.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's the worst, yeah.
The main problem I have is that this film is very bloated. Like talking about the first
Yeah.
half, the first
No
half
kidding.
with the 2D, how if I feel like they feel like they have the obligation that because it's a feature film, they have to like raise the stakes to a ridiculous level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the apocalypse happening,
time
and stuff
travel,
like that.
too.
Time travel, like going back to Winnie the Pooh, like that was just like very simple story, like very like almost like a day in the life of, and they succeeded in doing that. Whereas this like and this happens all the time where it's a feature film, so they tend to like push it like,
Yeah.
we got to like have
Make it
crazy
big.
stuff
You gotta
action
make
and
it
set it up
glitz
for
and
great
glam.
action. Exactly, and that carries over as well to the out of the water portion, where all of them become superheroes, and that just feels like such a cash grab. Also, just like
Makes sense.
capitalizing on the Marvel, DC,
Mr. Krabs
superhero
is
going on
literally
right now.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that along with some other bits, like they reference like modern day stuff, and that will immediately date it.
What?
And then at some point
I'm having trouble remembering.
of other like
Modern day stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what, but I got that feeling, especially with
Like
the
a rap
superhero
battle.
stuff. Something like that.
Yeah, you know what, the rap battle. I mean, if you have ever seen one of those epic rap battles of history videos, it was literally that. It was just a ripoff of that.
Yeah. And while the first half, inside the water, it was for me, it was pleasant to watch. It was colorful, vibrant, pace kept on going. I didn't laugh all the time. There was a couple jokes I did. But outside the water, I thought everything there was not good. Didn't laugh a single time. Very bored.
Way too long.
Yeah.
They were
was,
outside of the water for You remember in the first movie when they're outside and Patrick and SpongeBob, they're dying.
Oh my god,
And then
yeah, powerful.
They're drying up and everything, and then
Their tears fall.
fall.
And form a little heart.
You know what? That's so dumb, but it was awesome and hilarious.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you know what? It had more of an emotional draw.
And there's
than
nothing like that in
anything
this movie. There's
like
no
this.
emotion whatsoever.
I felt it wasn't as terrible as some just cash grab kids movies seem to be, like the Angry
Cars.
Birds movie seems
Cars
to
2.
be.
Planes.
Planes
Those
too.
movies only exist to sell toys.
Yeah.
I assure you. As does Toy Story.
As does Star Wars.
As does Transformers.
Transformers and Transformers 2. Transformers
Not
3, Out of
though.
Water.
Yeah, Out of Water, yeah. the Transformers movie, Out of Water. Optimus Prime.
Robots Out of Water.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the SpongeBob movie Resurrection.
There is a sequel to this movie coming out.
Wow.
It's
There's also a
it's in
musical.
production. What?
Yeah, SpongeBob musical
Okay, well.
featuring the Flaming Lips. Wayne
Oh,
Coyne,
yeah, I remember.
He said that
And he was like,
possibly
yes.
the best song we've ever written. He said about the song.
Does that excite you, Andrew? Andrew's favorite album of all time is Soft Bulletin.
It is. It
It's
surprises
pretty
me
awesome.
sometimes.
Number
It's
92
my
on my
favorite.
list, Not really. I haven't listened to it.
Well, that's our review of SpongeBob. You guys have brought up many times during that review how you were sort of referencing or comparing this movie to the OG show.
Mhm.
And you spoke very fondly of that. You're almost nostalgic for that show.
Almost, yeah.
Nah.
You could use that word.
I'm more of a
Nostalgic.
move on kind of guy. So
Okay.
we should just end here.
Well,
Good show, guys.
speaking of nostalgia, the things we're recommending are things we're nostalgic
What?
for. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't prepare anything for that.
Things
This
that
is
we
awkward.
experienced in our younger days and would like to revisit along with friends. So, Sterling.
For show.
You're up.
Yeah. I would say I was about 15 when my brother bought this album for me in London at a like kind of thrift/charity shop. Got the CD, probably about £4.
So we're talking like
$8.
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14. So that's nostalgia for 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost 6 years ago. Yeah, this is Enema of the State by Blink-182
With porn star Janine Linda Mulder.
on the front. Yeah. Yeah, this album.
I know that
yeah.
because it's a Wikipedia page, not because I like recognized her. I'll
Not
just
because
say
you had that
much.
poster in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has an Enema of the State poster in his room, is what Andrew meant.
I've never
Loves
listened to
this
the album, but
Neither of these guys have, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm recommending it, because it holds a very special place in my heart to this day. It isn't one of those things that I'm like nostalgic about, and I'm like I look back on it, I'm like, as a kid I love that, and like I see why I loved it. It's one of those things to me, it like holds up. I can listen to it. I've listened to it probably maybe more than any album I've ever listened to. It's short, it's concise, it's fun. A lot of people say it's overproduced, but this was one of those albums that when I first heard it, like for me the production, I was like, this is like, it sounds so like fun and it sounds so lively, and for me it was just it was an awakening, So it like this picture of Travis Barker here that Andrew pulled up on the monitor. He looks woke. Yeah.
one of his eyes is going a different way. It looks like. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it.
My recommendation, something I'm nostalgic for, is a
Sunglass
movie.
Blast.
A movie that Gus has definitely not seen recently. It is Hercules, the Disney animated film. Yes. So, growing up, we still do have VHS tapes of like all the big Disney films in a giant plastic tub.
Same.
And this was my personal favorite. It introduced me to Greek mythology, which I adore now. But I did watch it recently enough. Fucking nerd.
Typical.
Recently enough to know that I don't love it as much as I do, but still enough time has passed since my last viewing that I would really like to go back and watch it again. You guys, Sterling, have you
I've seen it a long
you guys-
time ago.
you
It's
guys have
interesting you say that you look back at it and you're not as fond of it. I've heard that a lot recently about this movie for some reason. Like just
Yeah.
I've heard talks, around recently.
Well, that's funny because Andrew alluded to the fact that it hasn't been too long since I've seen it.
oh my god,
What do you?
the truth comes out.
Yeah,
This is all pull back the curtain. This is all a lie.
Go ahead.
he
Nothing
said it
is
though. He
real.
said it in his introduction, didn't you?
Just say your thing.
Yeah, I watched this movie because one of my high school friends loves it. She doesn't dislike it anymore than or like it any less than she did when she was younger. So
Well, we'll see about that.
we'll see about
Yeah.
that.
All right, Gus, I asked you to tell me what you were going to recommend, and you
Yes.
wrote down on my notes, PS1 game that neither of you have played or heard of. Fuck you, you sound really cool.
I didn't write
Yeah,
that
that's
last
weird.
bit.
Why'd you write that? That's bizarre.
It was all the way up to the "fuck you, you sound really cool" part. I wrote the words before that.
Well, Gus, why don't
What's
you
the
tell
game?
me so I could...
Is it Harry
Man,
Potter Chamber of
This
Secrets?
is one of the most important documents in my life.
Gus, why are you grabbing your backpack right now?
Because I brought it. I just wanted Sterling and Andrew to have a visual.
Okay.
They could see it,
This,
so they
TV
know
screen's-
I'm not. Because they know I'm not, bullshitting.
Wow, he's pulling out this game.
Is it this game?
No, it's not.
Oh,
Crash
man.
Bandicoot.
Is it
I told you-
Spyro?
I
It's
told-
Spyro.
No. I love both those games more, but they're too long. So I chose a game that was shorter. Yeah, it's a game that
Just say what it is.
only one person
Totally me.
I know has ever played other than me.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go into how I came upon this game right now. No, I'm just
Killing
kidding.
us.
That's for next week.
I was born.
And it's called Mort the Chicken.
Oh my god.
Mort the Chicken is an incredible
Holy cow.
video game.
Doesn't even have a picture on the Wikipedia.
Wait,
Doesn't
click
even have
back.
a
Andrew,
picture.
click back. IGN 2.5 out of 10. Holy shit.
No, fuck IGN. They don't know what
Yeah,
they're talking
they paid
about.
them for that review.
Andrew actually likes IGN.
I do.
Side note.
I do.
I don't know how. Anyway, More the Chicken is a 3D platformer released in 2000. I think this game will give a good insight into how I came to be. Childhood is
How you became a chicken?
childhood
A Lulu fan.
is an important time in a person's life.
Sometimes you get dropped a few too many times and you end up playing games like More the Chicken.
forming personality and whatnot, and I think this will give you a good insight to that.
Yes.
I'm revealing my vulnerabilities. I'm opening up to you guys with this
This
game.
looks fun.
Yeah.
Oh, is this like you're unlikely? Like we're gonna find something very deep and personal about you?
Oh my
by
God.
playing
Yes.
this game?
It's more about what was that Bechtel? What was that one called?
Fun Home?
Fun Home. This is my Fun Home.
Oh my
More the
god.
Chicken. I guess I'll actually get into this now. So yeah, it's not a good game, but I do.
Yes, it was this
I-
episode where we talk about things we hate.
No, I don't hate this game.
Okay.
I love this game, and the reason is because it's awful. But I do love this
Cool.
game. So yeah. Later.
All right, geez, Louise, that was long.
Nice.
But what you can do now is like our Facebook page at facebook.com/wheelhousecast. Follow us on Twitter at wheelhousecast. Subscribe to our feed on iTunes where you can also rate and review us. And if you want to email something, anything, wheelhousecast@gmail.com.
Please.
Next week, we're going to have guest recommendations back. So,
Oh man.
This is exciting.
exciting.
Oh my god. Can't wait.
To be determined. But thank you, Sterling. Thank you, Gus.
Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man.
And we are done forever.
Goodbye. I quit.